You might have heard of the Peanuts show. The main character is named Charlie Brown. I really like this show a lot. I have seen the holiday specials and they are really good. But what if I told you there was an attempted reboot by a non-American animation studio? Well, there's this experience I had. I was at a local thrift store buying some DVDs of the Dragon Ball series, Pokemon series, and some awesome t-shirts with interesting designs. I found a DVD of the Peanuts series, but this was way different than I didn't expect. It was drawn in the anime art style. In my mind, I thought this was either a bootleg or real. It had the Peanuts text in a different font. I bought it along with the items I bought, after paying. I swore I heard a faint noise of Tails getting his ass kicked by Billy Bob Tanley. When I got home, I inserted the disc into my laptop. I checked my files and saw the DVD was translated into 2 languages, English and Japanese. I used my anti-malware software to scan the files. It was safe to view. I opened up the English version and played it. It started with the Peanuts intro with the usual sequence but drawn in the same art style as the cover. It started off with a view of a place in Skyrim. It then shows the inside of the place. A wedding of Seth the Incubus and Boset. The people attending were Cora, Hell Knight Ingrid, Trooper, Zuko, Not Important, Charlie Brown, Linus, Jin the Asian Businessman, Bluey, Xeronx Lighton, an angry juicebox, Alex Stansberry, Ralsei and Kyle. Outside were some ALB SWAT members guarding the place, being Claw Rifle, Claw Knife and Skarnia. On the other side was Snowlock Felidzai and Skeletric guarding the other exit. It then transitions to a shop guarded by the ALB SWAT unit, and I saw Waluigi and Cream trying to break into the shop. Suddenly, Waluigi made a loud noise by falling down on the floor inside the shop, which alerted Thundersnipe and Kenji, the hentai protagonist. The SWAT members instantly went inside the store and saw the intruders and killed them. As it turns out, Thundersnipe and Kenji are guarding Trooper's shop. It then transitions to Seth's castle, guarded by the Noose team, Shadow Company, and the SWAT officers from Ready or Not. I saw Caillou, Tails, and Ulfric Stormcloak trying to break in. Then suddenly they heard footsteps and tried to outrun the guards, but they failed. 3 Shadow Company soldiers shot them. Caillou, Tails, and Ulfric Stormcloak died. It fades into the next scene, where Charlie Brown wakes up from his sleep. Good grief, that was strange. Then he got up to do usual morning routine. He met up with Linus, Lucy, Bluey, Ralsei, and Kyle. That was an unexpected crossover moment, especially in the dream scene. The bus arrived and it drove up to the lot. Then it stopped at the front of the school. Charlie Brown and the other students then went into the school. They sat down at their desks. The adult sounds, which are trumpet noises, started playing, saying that today will be about an essay about why eating de poo-poo like ice cream is horrible. Caillou, Tails, and Cream come in very late. The trumpet noises played again, revealing to be a teacher that looked strikingly similar to Erin from the really depressing creepypasta known as Huny Pop Newly Single, playing the trumpet. "You're late. Sit down at your desks." That was an unexpected fourth wall break. "Dude, why are they in our class?" Kyle whispered to Ralsei. "I have no idea why," Ralsei replied. It then showed the time footage of Charlie Brown, Ralsei, Bluey, Kyle, Linus working on the project. When it got to doing the presentation, Charlie Brown and his friends introduced themselves, starting with their speech on why eating de poo-poo like ice cream is horrible. After presenting, the class were proud of their presentation. Tails then shouted, "I wanted to eat shit like chocolate chip cookies." Charmex, the aide, said, "Why would you want to eat frickin' shit?" Caillou started crying and throwing temper tantrums. It played the audio of the Michael Richards Laugh Factory incident. But the messed up you know what word is censored. It then shows the next scene of Caillou and Tails outside the principal's office. "I wish my dad took me to the circus instead of school," Caillou said angrily. The next scene showed Bluey, Kyle, Ralsei having lunch in the cafeteria, which appears to be a cheeseburgers, fries, and apple juice, and ate them. Charlie Brown and Linus show up with the same lunch as well and eat it. On the other table, Cream was throwing tater tots at Kyle and Ralsei. They turned around and saw Cream sitting there at the table. Then they continued. Cream threw an apple at Kyle, hitting him. "You can't hit me because you're a Before Cream could finish her sentence and throw her apple juice at Bluey. Bluey hits her with an orange. The next scene shows Bluey and Cream at the principal's office. The principal is revealed to be Vladimir Makarov from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. "Tell me what happened," Vladimir Makarov said. Cream started stuttering and speaking fast, making a lie, claiming that Ralsei, Bluey, Kyle, Charlie Brown, and Linus beat her up. "Bluey, you can start now," Vladimir Makarov said. Bluey started her statement by saying that Cream was throwing tater-tot pieces at Kyle and Ralsei, and said that Cream threw the apple at Kyle, hitting him, and she threw the orange at Cream because she was about to attack. Vladimir Makarov believed Bluey, and Cream got detention. Then the transitions to the park in the next scene. Charlie Brown approached his friends with a slightly annoyed expression. "What happened, Charlie Brown?" Bluey asked. Charlie Brown responded with, don't ask," in a way that he doesn't care at this point. Then it transitions to a flashback showcasing the football sequence with Lucy that recently happened. Charlie Brown and his friends walked almost towards home. Caillou and his allies stopped them. Jin, the Asian businessman walking by, saw them. Caillou summoned a spirit revealing to be Ganon from the Zelda game that had a lot of YTPs. The next scene showed Kenji, the hentai protagonist, Thundersnipe, Claw Knife, and Skeletric getting in their SUV after killing a zoo sadist. They came to a stop and saw Ganon being summoned by Caillou. "Get air support and back up on the double," Kenji said through the radio. An ALB SWAT helicopter appears and more ALB cars arrive. Ika, the legendary Super Saiyan, Michiru, Asagi Igawa, Korra, Sakura Igawa, Marie Rose, Honoka, and the Punisher stood by armed with their rifles aiming at Caillou. "Ganon attack," Caillou said. His plan backfires as Ganon attacks Caillou and his allies as he screams, "You must die!" The screen cuts to black for 16 seconds. Then it fades into a scene of a park. A black Dodge Charger pulls up. Then Zeronx Lighten, an angry juice box, Seth the Incubus, and Alex Stansberry get out of the car. Zeronx used his flashlight. Then they saw a dead Caillou. I felt no remorse towards Caillou because he's a spoiled piece of shit. The episode ended there. I checked out the Japanese dub and saw there were small changes, being the food, Caillou and his allies getting shot by the ALB and Ganon.